What's going on, everybody? And in this video I'll be covering the Alpha Grand Prix class, which is also the F1 class, if, well, pretty much everybody calls it. Anyway guys, there's multiple good sets you could do for these kind of vehicles here. I will be covering the scorebreaker set for this car in a different video. Anyway guys, getting into this right now. So what is a good set you guys want to go after for races? Obviously Nitro Chemist. Not only for races though, you can also use it on escapes in the summits. Unfortunately those are not in summits anymore, so you really don't need to worry about that. But getting the right set on these cars is really important, guys. With Nitro Chemist on the F1 cars, these cars can do literally 298 miles an hour, which is crazy. And they get there insanely quick, so, well, if you want to cruise around or go really fast, you could do it that, or you can race in the tracks and all that and go crazy. We have noticed that these cars have been showing up at summits more often, and with the new mix of type of races in the summits, I have a feeling we're going to be seeing these a lot more often. Anyway, guys, I'm going to jump right into one of the races right now. Alright guys, arriving into the race now. I am in one of the races here in Miami. Just show this off a little bit. So, I'm going to show you guys another reason why Nitro Chem is so important on these cars here. You pretty much have nitrous literally forever, and they really don't have any issues gripping. Unless you're trying to turn and you try hitting the nitrous, and the car will spin a little bit, as you will see there. Still pretty crazy how good these things are with Nitro Chemist. I've really never realized how fast these cars actually are and how good they can be and how useful they can be until, well, the recent summits I've been using them more often. We noticed, like I said, the races have been kind of mixed lately, and I feel like that's going to be a new thing. Because it is pretty fun. It seems like a lot of people do enjoy that for the most part, so I feel like they may end up keep doing that. We'll have to wait and see, though. So, why, obviously, you guys are going to go after sets for these cars? Well, I would have to say that most people probably already have the sets done on the F1 cars. But if you don't, recommend just going to some of the races here. A lot of them are pretty quick. 2 to 3, maybe 4 minutes. They're not too awful. Doing them will probably pretty much give you the best chance, I guess, at, well, competing in these summits the best you can. And or if you want just high scores in the races, that's pretty much the best way to do it. Nitro Chemist, obviously, you may not get this set first. You might get the Loot Digger set first or one of the other sets, but this is one of the sets you want to go after. I try to go after the Loot Digger set for these cars, and funnily enough, I actually managed to get the Loot Digger set on the F1 car before I got anything else. So I pretty much put that on there and just went crazy. I managed to get the Scorebreaker set, and then finally the Nitro Chemist set. So I have to admit, I use them quite often. Like I said, I'll be covering a Scorebreaker set video shortly with a lot of the new classes and or classes in the game in general. On why and how important they really are. I don't actually have scorebreaker sets on every class, but I have them on most of them that seem to be the most important anyway. So guys, for once I'm also driving the Red Bull RB13 instead of the Alpha Mark X, which I feel like is kind of everywhere at the moment. Had to drive it in multiple summits already. There's something about it that just being in first person mode in this thing is just so much fun. Anybody who have not really driven the F1 cars too much, I recommend giving them a shot. If you haven't, if you're new to the game and wondering if you should get one, just go pick one up. Honestly, the RB13 I believe is the cheapest. This is the one I actually ran for a while before I pretty much got any other one. I didn't really see a point of buying the other ones because I noticed they are pretty much all the same. It is kind of crazy. I'll do a little quick top speed run here. You guys will see 295 right there on that little straightaway. It is honestly pretty crazy, guys, how fast these cars get the speed, and that's why they were, well, honestly insanely useful in escapes. Unfortunately, escapes are not in the game anymore, which is obviously a good thing. I mentioned that in my Demolition Derby race as well, because, well, why export a race like that when kind of takes the fun out of it? I know that a lot of the classes in the game, guys, also require the Nitro Chemist set. I figured I'd mention that, though, and getting the right affixes stats on both and or all the sets pretty much helps tremendously when doing these races. I was running a touring car set for a while there with the drag bump, and I believe it was Slipstream. I put a different affixes stats on there. I put pure and frenetic. At least I tried to get those two on it the whole time. And I honestly couldn't believe how different the car performed and how fast it was in that race in the summit. I was honestly kind of shocked. On the F1 class, I am running frenetic and pure. Now, I believe this is one of the summit sets on here. Which obviously gives the extra 1% on both of the affixes sets there. But without that, you could still get pure and frenetic on this thing and pretty much make it insanely fast in general as well, guys. So recommend going after that. Like I said, I will be doing a scorebreaker set for some of the classes here soon, and also comparing them to see how amazing they actually are. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you found these videos helpful.